Okay, let's talk a little bit about the Epstein Files. Let's go over some stuff. I know some of you aren't happy. Some of you are trying to call out Pam Bondi. You think that she's went against Trump, and that Trump's not doing his job and getting rid of her. Here's what you don't know. And maybe I have said some of this in another video. Sorry, I'm trying to adjust. Thought I had it right. You remember when Pam Bondi first came on the scene after she got confirmed by the Senate, and telling Cash, "Give me the files." And it kept getting lingered and lingered. It kept getting dragged out. If you hear those feet tapping, my damn dog won't stop. Gotta get nosy. Anyway, she kept on publicly, not privately, publicly. Cash Patel, I need the files. Cash Patel release the files. Well, there was a reason why he was holding on to them for so long. And then she gets them. And then you notice after she gets them, Porter asks her, "Yeah, they're on my desk. Over 100 some odd pages. They're on my desk. Over 100 some odd pages of the list." What? The damn dog's walking up to me and just looking at me like, I don't know what he wants. Hang on a second. Let me give him some attention. Hang on, let me put him in my chair. Okay, so anyway, she finally gets the files. Reporter asked her about the files. She said, "Yeah, they're on my desk. I will be releasing them." Well, as she got into the file, or was already into the file, she never lied. She hasn't released them yet. She said she will be releasing them. In the meantime, I think she's sort of acting on Trump's orders. Not yet. Because if he didn't already know it, which I'm sure he probably already did, as to why he brought up the Epstein Files being unsealed to start with, if they put it out in the public, who's on that list? Everybody that's on that list? Over probably 80% of Congress will be jailed. They will be arrested. Not saying that that's, that we still shouldn't do it regardless, period, because they did wrong. If that is the case, yeah, it's the case. It is the case, pretty much. There's a right way and a wrong way of doing things. She got the file. She's had to stay quiet now. She's having to basically, don't get me wrong, I got nothing against Pam Bondi. I think she's a great person. I think she's a great attorney general. She let her emotions get to her better judgment. She shouldn't have publicly went to Cash. She shouldn't have made it public to Cash Patel, "I'm calling you out about them files." She should have backed out and just went to him privately, or, just went up to him personally. "Hey, when am I going to get the files? What's going on with them?" He probably would have went ahead and revealed what was going on. He ain't going to divulge publicly because that's his job not to. Not until the time's right. So now that she knows this, and if you don't believe me, Look back years ago, Julian Assange of WikiLeaks, he's told us this in public a long time ago. Look it up. That's why she's holding on to it. That's why she's holding it to her chest like it's a poker hand. In the meantime, they've also got to be able to explain, because this is in the file. This is in the file as well, as to why Cash Patel was holding his hand of cards close to his chest, and now she's having to do the same thing, since now she's got the same deck of cards. You remember that minute of video that's been discussed from 11:59 to 12 o'clock? 11:59 p.m. to 12 o'clock, and what her reason behind it all was? That's just something that's normally done around that time. It's when the video restarts recording, I believe is what she said, that the camera's cut out for a minute and then they start right back up. I used to be in corrections. I used to work in one of the most horrible prisons in the state of Georgia. No, that's not what happens. That is not what happens. Tell you what happened. What Dan Bonagino, and don't get me wrong, I appreciate Dan Bonagino, what he's done, what he's doing. I'm not against any of the three of these people. I'm just trying to help you to understand why this is taking place, or for lack thereof. Dan Bongino and Pam, Dan, and Cash. I know for a fact Cash and Dan have. I think I heard Pam say it also, that it was confirmed he did commit suicide. No. It's in the file that it's not true. The suicide was faked. And that minute was cut off, because that's how long it took them to get him out of that cell. It was already a prearranged agreement by the CIA. He became a CIA informant before that all went down. There were certain agreements that were made and things that were signed for the agreements that he had to give up some good dirt. He offered him Sean Combs, or as you might also know him as P. Diddy or Diddy. So it's in that file that he was released into custody, into protective custody. So if he's still alive and all this other stuff is still out there and going on, they can't reveal on national television to the public that that's what's going on. If you knew that he was alive and well and out and about, and you knew where you had to run into him, first thing you're going to try to do is take a shot at him or beat the living shit out of him for what he did to those girls. Not just the girls, but that's the main prospect, the main thing. All those girls, all those women. And he preferred underage girls that looked to be 18, 19. Or they were underage girls they were underage girls that looked to be of age. They looked to be 18, 19. And they were like 14, 15. What he preferred. And some of his clients preferred that. But he agreed, if they got him out of there and let him live, he would talk. So he turned in Sean Combs. And then Sean, he agreed to talk, so he wouldn't have to really go to jail. He turned evidence. He talked. That's why he got slapped on the wrist Pam, Cash, and Dan all know this. Trump knows this. But they've got to handle this in a delicate manner. If they were just to go ahead and reveal the names on the list, majority of those people would try to go seek amnesty in another country. They don't want them to run. They want to cuff them and stuff them, and then put body doubles in their place while they handle them. Just like they did with Biden, just like they did with Hillary Clinton. Hell, one of the actors known for, or it's been said that played Biden while in the White House was Jim Carrey, which is only fitting because Jim Carrey played him on Saturday Night Live during the campaign run. There's a couple other no-name actors nobody really knows of that I'm aware of. So that's what's going on. So have patience with Pam. She's trying to pull her foot out of her mouth right now. She let her emotions get the best of her. She called out Cash Patel in public at a press conference of all the worst things to do. And then she got it in her hand herself, and then she discovered why. I just found this out a little bit ago by doing some research. I hope y'all do your research too. But yeah. It's not that the list won't come out. It's just got to be the right time. Every chess piece has to be in the right position, so we can call checkmate on the list, or on the people that are on the list. So in the meantime, Trump asked her in a post on Telegram earlier. It was probably on his ex account too. I don't know. I didn't look, but on his Telegram, everybody calm down and everybody be against Pam. She is, a great person, and she's doing her job. Please, everybody, back off from her. Why are we discussing such a vile person anymore like Epstein? He's trying to get your focus off of Epstein right now and look in other directions at other cases. Like, he's now getting her to look into the 2020 election. In the meantime, Matt Gaetz is probably going to be the one that's going to be appointed the investigator for all of it. And will probably report back to Pam, Cash, and Dan. That's what it appears to look like right now. So anyway, maybe I've shed some clarity on this whole thing. But yeah, the movie's not over. It's probably going to get a little bit more ugly. Just because of that list. So, ladies and gentlemen, we are going on for 15 minutes of this video. Oh, yeah, I need to let you know something else. I did some homework. Looks like all those tax breaks, the Social Security, no tax on tips and overtime, looks like it's all scheduled to come to an end by the by the near end of December of 2028, which will be the perfect time, as soon as it happens, going into January, after the election, if there is one, which I don't believe there will be, because they're prying into the 2020 election right now. I think that's going to all get overturned, and Trump's going to have a fourth term, third active term. And although he was active behind the scenes when he was supposedly not elected, he was kicked out, he'll probably, have what I would consider, and a lot of people would consider, a fourth term. Because Biden wasn't running it, the auto pen was, and whoever was controlling the auto pen. Anyway, it'll probably all be repassed around that time again. So, there's your answer to that. I told you I'd get you an answer, and that's what I have found. I can tell you the no tax on overtime is definitely the end of 2028. The other two, all I'm getting is it's not permanent. No tax on tips is not a permanent law, and the no tax on Social Security is not a permanent law. Now, mind you, there will be a little bit of tax, because I think it's Medicare and something else. Something that we all get taxed on. That there's going to be lower tax. There's going to be, the check is going to have more money attached to it, but there's going to be one or two taxes that they still couldn't get. Well, this is from Google, so take it for what it's worth. I think the whole damn thing's going to go away, and our seniors are going to get the full check. But according to Google, which, take it for what it's worth of its own value, because man is the one that puts information on Google based on their opinions. Supposedly, there's still going to be a tax on Social Security, but it's not going to be all the taxes that they normally had to pay. Or there's going to be something involving, like if there's, which I don't know why this would be, like if you got a married couple, they should be receiving separate Social Security checks. And at the end of the year which is not supposed to have to wait the end of the year to have to file it to get that tax break. That's only for no tax on overtime. The other two take place immediately. So, yeah, that's where everything is. So just to let you know, it's not supposed to be permanent. It's going to be for the next 3 years. It's going to take place. But heck, even if it's only 3 years, that's 3 years of more money than what you had. I mean, honestly, isn't that a good thing? So anyway, we are going on 19 minutes in this video. I'm going to go ahead and end it, try to get it uploaded tonight. Thank you everyone that watched the last video. Please, if you know somebody that would be interested in watching these videos, share the link to them. Let them go watch it for themselves. Don't keep it to yourself. I want you to share it. Not for the views. I just want people to be in the know. I want people to be knowledgeable what's going on around them. So, take care, guys. Be safe. Let's pray for one another. Pray God continues to bless this country and continues to bless our president and his family and all the good ones that are in office. Let's just pray for everybody, including each other. Take care. Have a good evening. Talk to you later. And we'll see you in Jesus' name.